Talking with Todd Gustafson from Kinexus. Thanks for joining us, Todd. Big announcement. Tell us a little bit about what this is, what it means.
Yeah, thanks, Ken. Well, this is a big day for us. Kinexus Group's family of organization has grown. We created a subsidiary called Kinexus HR, which will be doing business as HR Collaborative, which was an existing company that does an array of human resource services, and got a group of subject matter experts that are now joining the team. So great day.
What does this do for the Kinexus Group? What is Kinexus HR going to do? What's their role? How do they fit into the big puzzle?
Yeah, so big puzzle. They're a subsidiary. They have an independent board. The president of the company, Beth, will remain as the president, and she still has her employees. How they're going to fit in this is they bring a couple things to our mission and purpose at Kinexus Group. One is that they're going to bring in subject matter expertise in the HR field that we don't have. We're workforce experts. We're not human resource experts. So they do fractional services for companies that can't afford a full-time HR person or department. They do projects like compensation studies or employee handbooks or compliance, and they'll do training on leadership and other activities like that. So they've been around for 10 years, and so they actually have some customers down in Southwest Michigan already. And so we're just adding them into the fold. The other thing they bring, which is maybe as exciting, right, is it helps us diversify our funding. So through the profit that they make, it'll be reinvested through a dividend to the Kinexus Group, in which we will then distribute to advance the purpose and mission of all our subsidiaries and our work. So it adds another revenue source for us. So any company that hires them, the money is going to go to ultimately to a good cause of helping people, businesses, and communities. So, and we're super excited about it.
And you bring up the profit nonprofit piece. Is this the first for-profit that Kinexus has in affiliation with?
It is. We had years ago. We had created one pre-COVID. Bad timing. So in this case, we went out and acquired one. In fact, we didn't. The subsidiary acquired it. So the Kinexus Group didn't finance this. The subsidiary did. And so it is the first for-profit that we have. We know, though, Ken, too, and maybe I'm sure you're aware of this, is like there are a number of industries. Although this rarely happens, there are industries that do this. Healthcare is one of them. If you look at some of the major healthcare systems in Michigan, they own, even though they're nonprofits, they own for-profit. And then you also have some local examples as well, like United Federal Credit Union. They bought Edgewater Bank, which was a for-profit. Then you've got the big one, the big example as well, which is Blue Cross Blue Shield, which owns Accident Fund. Blue Cross Blue Shield is a nonprofit healthcare provider, as we know, and Accident Fund is actually a for-profit insurance. So we've also seen this happen in other nonprofit sectors with AI is another example. Many people, your listeners have probably seen that happen with Microsoft and some of the AI stuff. So again, rarely happens. We're not at the bleeding edge, but we're near that in doing this. So it's something unique.
One of the things that I was wondering is you've got a lot of people there, good people who are doing the work of the nonprofit right now. How do they feel like there could be potentially a change in culture at all? How did they take it?
Great question. This has been in the process for probably a year now, and a significant amount of time and attention has gone into the due diligence, which includes the culture. And is it a culture fit? Because we've seen, even locally, right, with some very big manufacturers locally that acquired other companies, which had a challenging time integrating the culture. The culture is.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, there's like a noise. Sorry. So the culture is really important to us, and as we are doing our due diligence, it's a great fit. Like I don't know that I could have asked for a better fit, right there. And when Beth actually rolled out to her employees that they were being acquired by a nonprofit, they had relief because they weren't being acquired from a PE firm. And they were also excited because now they knew that their work actually could contribute to something bigger than their own self-interests, which is the advancement of the mission and purpose of Kinexus Group. So they were like-minded right away. We didn't have to convince them of that. They were already on that. So and the purpose of Kinexus Group is not changing. We're still inspiring positive economic change one person, one business, one community at a time, and they've already aligned with that very quickly.
And just on the financing part, so you said a subsidiary is the one that purchased the HR. How does that work? Is the nonprofit buying a profit?
No, it's the for-profit buying a for-profit.
Okay. So none of the pieces of the nonprofit are involved in that, and they won't be commingled.
No.
Okay.
Nope.
Will you disclose how much you bought it for?
Yeah, no. That's why I specifically highlighted intentionally. I mean, the dividend, right? So in the for-profit, as it creates a profit, that has to be legally turned into a dividend and then passed back to the corporate Kinexus Group to determine how to invest that in the subsidiaries and the mission and purpose. I'll tell you this too, Ken, which is a really important point, and maybe for your listeners. We've worked with Miller Johnson, that's our corporate counsel, and has been for decades. They are actually the experts, and the lawyer we work with is an expert in this field, nonprofits and for-profits. He has a lot of clients that have done this, and so he was an expert in helping us navigate the due diligence, the legal process, and all the checks and balances. So even though we're really creative in this space, there's very few things, if anything, we do without corporate counsel.
As I understand it, it'll be a transition period, at least for the first year, as the two entities get to know each other. And then if I'm a company in Southwest Michigan with need for involving some of the groups from Kinexus Group, what does this look like? What does this relationship look like in 5 years? What is this doing for me?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think you don't have to wait 5 years. You can probably, those companies that are looking for some HR help now, temporary, full-time, part-time, even project-based, they can just go to hrcollaborative.com right now, and they'll be able to get connected, and someone will help them and be able to provide their services right away. So they don't have to wait for that. It'll be immediate effect.
Okay. Congratulations on this announcement. That sounds really big. What else should I be asking you?
Yeah, those are good questions. I think you nailed it.
Anything else?
No, that's all I can think of.